Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm your host, Buckning, and today we're going to talk about dividend dates, record dates, dividend payment dates, and how to receive a dividend. And so we'll talk about those definitions just for the newer investors who are looking at building a dividend portfolio and understanding when they will receive a dividend and when to own that stock before the dividend, and so on and so forth. And so before we do that, we'll just get into the portfolio, update you guys on this week here. But before we do that, here's the proof that it went into the account of $100 a week. But yeah, so before we do get into the portfolio, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is where we put $100 a week into a tax-free savings account to build a dividend portfolio right in front of your eyes. And if you're not new, welcome back. So for the day here, the portfolio closed at $4,305.66 for the day. For the 1 week, we are actually down $41.74, down 0.96%. On the day, actually, we're down $23.90, down 0.55%. For the month, we are up $20.01, up 0.47%. For the 3 months, we are up $303.48, up 7.58%. For the year, we are up $610.66, up 16.53%. And that is the same for all, which is all right. And so we have a nice trend of just always going up, slowly, consistently. You can see it's pretty even along the way there, which is great to see. First position we have here is Bell Canada BC. As you can see on the screen, it was up 34 cents today, up 0.58%. We own 8 shares of this. And yeah, that is Bell Canada, ticker symbol BCE. Next position here is Bank of Montreal, ticker symbol BMO. Down $1.40 today, down 1.23%. We own 5 shares of this. This is the one that we will be purchasing this Friday to increase the position from 5 shares to 6 shares, and then hopefully to 7. And we'll use BMO as an example to explain dividend dates, record dates, and dividend payment dates. So Bank of Montreal. Next one we have here is Bank of Nova Scotia, ticker symbol BNS. Down 41 cents today, down 0.53%. We own 7 shares of this. And again, that is Bank of Nova Scotia, ticker symbol BNS. Next one here is Loblaws, ticker symbol L, up 73 cents today, which is fantastic, up 1.04%. We own 6 shares of this. And here's just the view of what is going on in that position there. Next one we have here is Manulife Financial Corporation, ticker symbol MFC, down 59 cents, as you can see here, 17 shares. I'll let you take a look at that. But again, that is Manulife Financial Corporation, ticker symbol MFC. Next one we have here is Royal Bank of Canada. This is the stock of the month here to purchase for the month of April for this portfolio. We are down $1.35 on this one. So it closed out today at $116.60. Again, that is Royal Bank of Canada, ticker symbol RY. And we'll use this one as another example to help you guys understand dividend dates and when to receive dividends on any stock that does pay a dividend. And so again, that is Royal Bank of Canada, ticker symbol RY. Next position we have here is TELUS Corporation, ticker symbol T, closing out the day at $25.80, up 3 cents on the day, up 0.12%. We own 15 shares of this. So screenshot there. Take a look at that portfolio there, or that position, sorry. And again, that is TELUS Corporation, ticker symbol T. Next one we have here is Toronto Dominion Bank, ticker symbol TD, down 35 cents on the day and closing out the day at $81.96. We own 6 shares of this, as you can see. And if you want to take a look at that, I'm sure you understand it, but let me know if you don't. Again, that is Toronto Dominion Bank, ticker symbol TD. Our cash count is $167.85. Here's the watch list if you want to take a look. And then we'll go back and we will show you the portfolio on how much is invested in each and the total return. The only position we are down and no return yet is TELUS. We are down $6.74 on the whole position, which is fine. But here's the whole portfolio with the shares and everything: 8 shares, 5 shares, 7 shares, 6 shares, etc., etc. So that is the portfolio. So just so now we'll get into the part of what is an ex-dividend date, how to receive a dividend, where does the dividend money go, all that sort of magic lingo for any new investors to understand how to receive a dividend. Because I know there's probably some people that maybe have bought a dividend stock and didn't receive a dividend and are wondering why they didn't receive one. And so we're gonna bring up the screenshot for Bank of Montreal. But before we do that, yeah, we'll just bring it up. We'll bring it up and pop it up right here. There it is. And so one of the things we want to recognize when purchasing any dividend stocks, actually we'll bring it up here as well. Bank of Montreal, here it is this one here has a yield. A yield will typically indicate that it is a dividend stock, but always check your research and confirm. But as you can see here on the bottom there, right above the TSX on the exchange line, it says yield, and that is the dividend yield of this stock. Okay, and so as you can see on Bank of Montreal, it's very easy to find these dates. The source I use for the most part is Yahoo Finance, and I have my whole portfolio actually on there, including the positions I own outside of this portfolio that you see on the screen eventually here. But the first date we want to talk about is the ex-dividend date. The ex-dividend date is the date of which the shareholder must own that share to receive or qualify for a dividend. Okay, so ex-dividend date is the day the shareholder or buyer must own that stock. What I always recommend is always buy it a day before, and I'll explain why we do that. Because in North America, when you do any kind of trade, that means a buy, a sell, we have something called a trade plus two. A trade plus two is a trade day plus two. So trade day and then another day, 2 business days for that trade to settle. Even though it shows up in your account that you own that stock or whatever, it still takes trade plus two to settle in your account. Same thing with selling. When you sell, you might find that the funds do show up in your account, but for the actual trade settle to happen behind the scenes is actually trade day plus two. And so as you can see here, the ex-dividend date for Bank of Montreal is April 30th, 2021. So that is coming up very, very quickly here. And that is why I'm switching to Bank of Montreal for the stock of April, because I'm going to buy the shares before April 30th, typically a day before to be safe. And on here, you don't see the record date, but that is another definition you want to know is record date. What is a record date? The record date or date of record is the cutoff date established by the company in which they determine which shareholders are eligible to receive a dividend or distribution. So the record date doesn't show on here, but a record date usually falls a day after the ex-dividend date or 2 days after the ex-dividend date. And that is the absolute cutoff. And that is why I always say, I always recommend buy the position or the stock, company stock, a day before the ex-dividend date, because that gives you 2 days. So trade day plus the ex-dividend date plus the record date. So that's trade plus two for you to qualify for the dividend to be paid out on the dividend date. So the record date again is the determination of the record of which the company determines who is the shareholders of that share on that date, and who will be eligible to receive a dividend date. So if you were to buy, let's say, this Bank of Montreal stock on April 30th, trade day plus two, and record date, let's say, falls on, how many days are in April? 30 or 31? 30. And then it falls on a Saturday, which doesn't count as a business day. It's probably like April or May 3rd or May 4th, trade plus two, and you pass the record date, you will not receive a dividend. The person that will receive the dividend is the person that sold it to you. So very important to remember that. So always purchase your positions a day before the dividend date or the ex-dividend date, which then you can receive the dividend on May 26th, as long as it doesn't land on a Saturday or anything like that. Then they pay it out, a bit further on a business day. And so that is Bank of Montreal. And so where do your dividends go? It might be another question. So any trading platform that you use, whether it's Wealthsimple Trade, whether it's with another platform that you use, Questrade or whoever it is, your dividend funds will go into your cash account, which is available for trade. So you see where, I'll put it at the top here, where it says 167.85, your dividends will actually go into there so that you can reinvest it and so on and so forth. I know for some platforms, they do allow you to take the dividend into your checkings account if you set up the account that way. I think some financial institutions do that. So correct me, but if I'm wrong, let me know. So again, we'll do another example here. So we will go to Royal Bank of Canada, and we'll pop up this screenshot right here as well. So scroll down to the bottom, yield of 3.66% today. But as you can see here, the ex-dividend date was April 21st, which is today if you're watching it today, or tomorrow if you is the day I'm recording it. So you're watching it, I'm gonna say tomorrow, but April 21st. If you buy the stock on April 21st, you most likely will not receive a dividend on May 21st. If you buy anywhere between April 21st or after the record date, so April, let's say 22nd, you probably won't receive a dividend until the next payout for the dividend. And so in Royal Bank of Canada, you can see why I did the switch, because today, the day of recording, is April 20th. I didn't purchase the stock because I decided to switch it, because I only buy on Fridays for this portfolio for some reason, just as consistency wise. But if you were looking at purchasing Royal Bank of Canada, make sure, congratulations if you bought it today, because you will receive a dividend on May 21st. Or if you buy it tomorrow, you probably won't receive the dividend. And so that is what dates you want to be on the lookout for when purchasing dividend stocks. Is the yield, which is down here, which will indicate how much they pay out. You can always look up the exact amount, but these typically always change year over year, or sometimes quarter over quarter. The ex-dividend date, which is the date again that you must, which is kind of like the cutoff date for that dividend for you to own that stock. And the record date is the date in which the company establishes who and which shareholders will be eligible and receive a dividend for the next month. They typically pay that dividend the following month. So just be aware of those dates. So that is typically those things. So remember the trade plus two. So T plus two, you probably heard of that, is when trades settle in the back. And so please understand, if your investments or your trade happens instantly, in the back, it's still trade plus 2 days. It doesn't show that. You might own the stock already in your portfolio, but the trade doesn't settle till actually 2 days later, or the sale doesn't actually happen right away. It actually takes some time to get into your account. With some, they just give you the money and then they just keep it because it's just instant that way. So if you do happen to find on Robinhood, I know, not on Robinhood, sorry, on Wealthsimple, once you make the trade, you get that stock. Be aware that even though you bought it, before the cutoff or on the cutoff date, it still takes 2 days to settle, which will probably pass the record date. I know I'm being a broken record here and saying the same thing, but I just hope that you guys understand that these are the dates you want to look for to understand these definitions when it comes to newer investors. And so another thing I want to point out here is the payout ratio. Always look at that as well. On the screenshot here with Royal Bank, the payout ratio, pay attention to that, because I know a lot of people look at that and wonder what that is. That is the amount of dividends they pay out in their overall profit. So let's say a company makes $1 million that quarter, and they pay out 53% of that $1 million back to shareholders. So if you're wondering what that is, and Yahoo Finance has a great platform to find information. It even tells you the last split date, which was 2-to-1. So if you're looking for that information. And then your fiscal year, it tells you that. And then the most recent quarter was January 31st, 2021. And so that is pretty much it for the video, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask the question down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and we'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.